booties for black girl nerds.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. So listen, Missing was so great. And, I've been a film critic for quite some time, and usually plot twists are something I can predict. But for this film, it caught me off guard. I have to say, I did not see the plot twist coming. So congratulations to you guys for really keeping me on the edge of my seat with this one. So of the things that I did notice while watching the film was how much we rely on technology to get us information. And it's scary to think that if tech is compromised in any way, that it could be weaponized against us, which is what we find out in this movie. So first of all, my question to you is, are you a big tech user? And are you a fan of new forms of tech like the metaverse and how it's being developed as a new form of communication?
You are a nerd, aren't you? Because I don't even know. That was good. So here's what I'll say. I'll say that I consider myself a functioning techie. I wouldn't say that I'm amazing. I would say that I'm above average and I use it as needed. I'm not I'm definitely not looking for the new hottest thing because I'm just mastering this. I'm trying to figure out what the hell to do with all these passwords, and I learned from my older son who's pretty tech savvy. Um, my style is to digest information slowly and have this multi-sensory experience. And I think tech is just one thing, and it's like, oh my God, where are my glasses? Oh my God, there's not enough light. Oh my God, I can't see shit. Oh my God, I'm driving. It's just too much. Like, I want to be able to sit down and decide when I'm ready to absorb information. And I think we're being hit by so many ways. Like, sometimes even in my own work life, I check my emails and I've got like 10 different emails from my team, and I'm like, okay guys, no more emails. And I don't read any of them because I just can't, it just gives me high anxiety. So I'm one to take what is good and what works for me with everything new, but I also have my own, like, I still have my diary that I like to write things down, and I like to see them visually, and I like to make a list and cross it out. Like, there's something about a pen and paper that just really allows you to commit to the moment in a different way.
Well, I absolutely love the way you describe that. I enjoyed this movie, as I mentioned. They're giving me the rap, so I wish I could talk to you more about this film, but thank you so much for your time. Thank you for taking the time to talk to Black Girl Nerds. We wear our geek flag high here, and we're big fans of
Hey.
yours, and we appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi,
Hey, Storm, how are you?
good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Well, listen, I absolutely love this film. And one of the things that I found interesting about Missing was that it had two meanings. Obviously, Missing had to deal with the fact that your character had her mom being kidnapped, and it meant missing in that way. But also, June's story arc as the film develops and evolves, we find that she sees something else that's missing in her life. So, what my question to you is, do you think that June's stubborn like quality is what becomes helpful and aids her as a detective in this story?
Oh, yes, that's a great question. I think so. I mean, June is a stubborn teenager who butts heads with her mom. But at her core, at the end of the day, she loves her family. Her mom is all that she has. So I think she does use her wits and her stubbornness and her strong willedness to be able to fight for her mom, and she doesn't take no for an answer, and we see that, and she is going to try to do everything in her power to find her mom.
You know, one thing that the internet can be useful for is helping us to find information, which we see unfold in this film. But the internet can be a curse where it can create false narratives about information. We also see that unfold in this story. So, do you think to a fault that people rely too much on the internet for truth in storytelling when breaking events occur? And why do you think that is?
Yeah, I mean, I think we live in an era of social media and where we can find all information and all news at the tip of our fingertips. But I think it's a way to absorb information. It's a way to put out information, and you have to fact check. You have to make sure that the resource that you're listening to is a respected one, a reliable resource. But I think social media, it does a great job of providing information to people. You just have to make sure that you're getting that information from the right people.
Absolutely. I completely agree. I really love the relationship between your character and Javi. And that was really so cool seeing you guys sort of being like buddies and trying to figure this situation out. And he's like a complete stranger to you, but he really is very important in helping you kind of solve what's happening with Grace. So why do you think he's so helpful in aiding you throughout this journey?
Yeah, I mean, I love June and Javi's relationship as well. And he is a complete stranger to June, but he sees that this is a young person that is fighting to find their mom. And I think he finds sympathy for her and he wants to help her, and then his own situation with his son, he kind of relates to making sure that you do the right thing and forging the right paths and relationships with the people that you love, no matter what terms you're on.
Yeah, I hope to have a Javi in my life if something crazy like that happens.
Absolutely.
It's rare to have somebody like that out there. Would you find yourself to be as socially savvy as June when it comes to the apps and the devices and missing? Because I could barely keep up with all that tech.
Yes, I can get by on social media and using my phone and technology. I'm not as skilled as June at all, but I do know how to, work it a little bit.
Yeah. Well, listen, I absolutely enjoyed this. It kept me on the edge of my seat. And thank you so much for taking the time to talk to Black Girl Nerds. It was a pleasure speaking with you today.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Better shake your booties for Black Girl Nerds. Better shake your booties for Black Girl Nerds.